We have seen, of course, horrific images and heard devastating stories. More than 2,000 acres scorched by wildfires.
Amber flames, woods aglow. Brings a pain the forest did not know. Trees succumb, sparks in the air. A fight the forest could not bear.
Volunteers from all over the country are flying out to help aid in the disaster relief.
Seedlings rise, our souls ignite. Through scars test our very might. For just like forests, we may burn, but from the ashes, we return.
A veteran-led humanitarian organization called Team Rubicon.
Team Rubicon. Team Rubicon.
Have jumped in to help in any way they can, providing support to these decimated communities. It's a group of military veterans, first responders, and volunteers who respond to countless natural disasters every year.
My first memory with my grandfather is I remember him taking me in his truck and while we were driving, him telling me stories. See that cloud over there, over the lake? That means that storm's coming. And I would ask him how he knew that. And him saying, oh, I learned that in the Navy. I wanted to get out of my hometown as fast as I possibly could. My desire to escape from home wasn't me trying to escape from my parents or escape from the small town. It was, I wanted to do something with myself. I wanted to serve our country. Very few things help straighten a very young, confused man or woman out like going into the military. I talked to a recruiter and he said, these are the jobs you're qualified for, and one stood out for me. 91 Whiskey, healthcare specialist or combat medic. My parents wanted me not to do it, but that was what I did. When you come back, you deal with things that most people don't understand because you get injured in ways that people in the civilian world don't understand because you didn't walk around with 120 pounds of kit on you for hours and hours that nobody ever wears like that in the civilian world. You didn't jump out of airplanes and land in ways that skydivers that do it for fun don't do. These are things that veterans only experience. And it gets really hard to talk about it because there's so many times when you talk to these people and they sit there and they say things like, it's just a bad back, it's just bad knees, your hands shake a little bit, what's the problem? And it's not that. These are people who have things that they put themselves through that they didn't have to. If you get upset, you're just another angry veteran. I had a friend who could not talk about it because anytime he tried to go get help and people wouldn't listen to him and he got angry about it, the only thing he could do to get people to listen to him was get angry. And by the time he stopped being able to contain his anger about it, he just gave up. And then we lost him. It didn't have to be that way. If people stopped seeing him as just another angry army guy and saw him as a guy who needed help because of very reasonable problems he was having because of his service, it wouldn't have happened that way. And we wouldn't have had that problem. And I would still have my friend. Being able to have the opportunity to come here was like finding that oasis in the desert. Team Rubicon is a nonprofit organization. They go out and they do disaster relief. But in recent years, they've been able to go out and start doing disaster mitigation like fire mitigation. They want to do good. They want to do the right thing to help people. They want to find the right ways to help people in a way that just makes things better.
Thank you so much for being here. Today is to help this community become a little bit more defensible against wildfires that inevitably are going to happen. Want to welcome Veterans Vanguard from Bungie. Get out of here, do some good work. See you tonight.
I am here to help when people need me, and I'm here to serve because service to your community, service to your country is about being a part of it. Making the world feel a little better for somebody who would not have any other help. That's what more important work is there. every time I find a group that does something like what Team Rubicon does, it makes you feel better to know, yes, there are other people that do things like this that I do.
Nice fire, gentlemen.
I just wanted to tell you, we collectively have moved 27,000 cubic feet of debris. That is huge. I would like to have at least 1 or 2 reflections from my Bungie peeps.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. A lot of people join the Army for different reasons. A lot of people join service for different reasons. Most people do it because they want to serve. They want to help. They want to do the good thing. And when you get out, it's hard to lose that. It's just this really amazing thing when you find somebody to go volunteer with who has that same feeling. It's really kind of just taps into you to go, these people are like me. They like doing this. There's more people who are like me in the world, and everything's so cynical nowadays. It's nice to know there are more people who are like that. It makes a difference.
Cool. Thank you.
Within the soot, a perfect tool. The nutrients, an unseen jewel. Through the pain we find our grace, a newfound strength we now embrace. The cuts may linger deep and wide, but in their wake we find our stride. To mend, heal, and redefine a stronger self we start to shine. And so, the forest's fires blaze, reveals the path to brighter days. As we begin to grow, leading with love, and ascend from the ashes, rising above.